Very good morning, everybody. So far as we have discussed various aspects relating to corporate restructuring, we have studied about merger, takeover, acquisition, and sell-off, spin-off, and other the corporate strategies we have studied as far as corporate restructuring or the concern. From that, we come to know that why merger taking place, what are the reasons for merger, and what are the outcomes of merger as far as ownership point, the employees you find, society you find, and also how does it impact positively or negatively on other stakeholders of the organization. Now, today I want to discuss briefly on theories of merger. We have different merger theories like efficiency theory we have, inefficient management theory we have, uh, market power theory we have, and information and signaling theory we have, and agency problem and managerialism, pre-cash flow theories. These are some important theories we have as far as the merger and acquisitions are concerned. These theories argue on their own way as far as merger and acquisition are the concern. All of you are very well aware that whenever merger, acquisition, and takeover or sell-off emerged in any organization, there are a lot of changes taking place as far as performance of organization are concerned and ability of organization are concerned, and even whenever organization dispose their own their unit, our own plant, our own organization. Uh, that time also the organization having the own outcome as far as owners are concerned, even other stakeholders are the concern. And these theories argue about the merger, why merger taking place, and the what are the basic uh, reason for merger. The first theory is efficiency theory. All of you very well aware that the term efficiency plays a very dominant role in any organization. Even it may be having own relevance as far as individual effectiveness are concerned, individual ability are concerned, or individual achievement are concerned. Similarly, it has own significance. The business unit are concerned. All of you might be aware the business emerged because of what? Because of to make the profit. Without profit, the business not able to survive. So profitability of the organization, the purely based on the way in which the organization having efficiency. So efficiency theory argued uh, whenever organization having uh, more efficiency, that leads to takeover or that leads to uh, ensure better uh, as far as their performance are concerned as compared to others. Uh, However, first of all, I want to say what is efficiency. It refers effectiveness or best the performance of the organization is said to be called as the efficiency. Uh, Effectiveness or best performance of organization is known as efficiency. How are you measuring the effectiveness of organization? Generally, we are measuring the performance of business, based on the ability of the organization. Ability means the how much profit earned by organization, how much capital the organization having, and the way in which the organization really having contribution as far as overall development of the society are concerned, or the way in which the organization is contributing to minimize the problems of the organization, like the society, like that. So merger, nothing but what one organization joining with other organization, or one organization taking over other organization. These are the types of corporate restructuring. Efficiency theory pointed out that uh, efficient organization suppose merge with inefficient organization. Of course, so even inefficient organization also having their own that existence as far as their economic activities are the concern. Uh, this theory argue that a merger is done where the management of company A is more efficient than the management of another company, that is B company. Uh, Management really make difference as far as all affairs are concerned. Really, in case of big organizations, no, owners not having their own part. I mean, they are not taking active part in day-to-day affairs of the business. Really, the participation taking place by the management. They are the representative of the owners. They are actively taking part, and they are the executing all programs, and they are preparing the plan of actions, and they are the authority to implement all the activities, or to they are the source as far as organization are concerned to carry out different the functions according to expectations of the owner. But suppose management is not efficient, as a result of that, the outcomes are less utilization of manpower, less utilization of machine, less utilization of material, and even less utilizations of all resources. This turn to less profit whenever organization having this type of environment. This leads to slow growth, or this leads to sell off, or this leads to dispose of organization, or liquidation, like that. So efficiency theory uh, argued whenever uh, X organization having more efficiency as far as management are concerned as compared to B organization, and B organization is suppose merging with A organization, the efficiency of the B organization also may be increasing. This is the basic the assumption, or this is the basic the outcome of as far as this theory are concerned. Yeah, that management having great the influence uh, as far as the success of any organization are concerned. Therefore, this theory pointed out that the efficient management leads the merger and the acquisition. Because suppose we want to acquire another organization, we require more financial strength. The financial strength of organization based on the way in which the organization performing their activities. I mean, the whatever activities to be carried out by the organization, that activity only effective whenever efficient management is there. Suppose efficient management is there, not there, whatever money organization having, whatever capital organization having, and whatever ability the organization having as far as as far as material, machine, money, and other resources. Suppose management is not efficient, the organization failing to utilize all resources so optimally, all resources effectively. As a result of that, organization making the loss. So this theory pointed out that efficient management leads to takeover or leads to even merger decisions, because inefficient management thinking to merge with other organization, to merge with profitable organization. I mean, those organizations having really better as far as their activities are concerned. The other say other organization. I mean, suppose organization not having the better as far as their activities are concerned, especially the management activities are concerned, that organization might use less. So the organization is thinking to join with efficient management organization. Even the slow growth organization also can grow whenever organization joining with efficient management organization. This is the gist of efficiency theory. And further, it argued that some of the companies are uh, operating at level which is below the optimum potential of the company. I mean, already I said some organization not able to working according to their ability because of many reasons. Probably the most important reason is inefficiency of the management. Uh, as a result of inefficiency of the management, the organization failing to operate their activities according to their ability, and this turn to uh, loss, or this turn to ineffectiveness of organization, this turn to a less ability of organization to compete with competitors. I hope all of you clear about efficiency theory, because efficiency theory nothing but what it is a theory. This theory argued that whenever organization having better management practices or better management or better the management staff, the outcomes are good result or in all respect. Maybe policies are concerned and business plans are concerned, business activities are concerned, even utilizations of all resources are concerned. This turn to running of all business activity on the profitable the basis. And another important theory is inefficient management theory. Inefficient management theory is entirely a reverse of the management theory. In case of that efficiency theory, the management is suppose efficient. Other organization thinking towards to join the efficient management organization because of what they wanted to remain with the organization. They wanted to survival in a particular economic activity. But inefficient management theory refers improper utilizations of resources. I mean, uh, inefficient management theory uh, pointed out that the organization are not able to utilize their abilities or resources properly because of what? Because of inefficient the management. Of course, it is also applicable to individuals. Whenever we are not efficient as far as our activities or as far as our that day-to-day activities are concerned, no, we are not really able to compete with competitors. We are not able to prove better than the competitors. So, inefficient management theory uh, assumes that, I mean, it argued that the organization failing to do their activities because of what? Because of inefficiency of the organization in respect of all activities. Whenever management is inefficient, the outcomes are improper policies. I mean, production related policies, marketing related policies, manpower utilization policies, and even that retain the customer related activities and other the business activities. This turns to make less profit by the organization, and management not able to in case of and this theory further argued that as a result of inefficient management, the organization not able to manage all assets properly. Uh, any organization failing to manage all assets properly, outcomes are less profit, outcomes are less competitive ability, like that. So merger with another firm can provide the necessary managerial capabilities. Suppose weak organization or suppose inefficient management organization merge with efficient management organization. Of course, whatever the lacunas actually the inefficient organization having, and that may be possible to overcome. I mean that organization able to get uh, good result once inefficient management organization joining with efficient management organization. You go through the history of any organization, the profitability of the organization purely based on the ability of the management. Because in fact, the organization has to do many things during the course of business hours. But uh, the talented, the management always facilitates to convert threat into opportunities. They are facilitates to utilize opportunities optimally, properly, and they are always behind the success of the organization. So, whenever inefficient management organization having the merger decision with efficient management, of course, it may helping really the organization to survival and to remain with particular organizational activities. Probably this is one of the most important motives behind the merger decision. Of course, many other factors also influencing or other factors also liable for having a decision like merger acquisition, but inefficient management also one of the important reason that is responsible for taking a decision to merge with in the organization. And next is information and signaling theory. Information and signaling theory also another important theory. This theory also speaking about the merger and acquisition. How does information and signaling having the influence on the business performance? Uh, as you know very well, whenever we have certain information, from that we can predict, from that we can say what are the things may be likely to emerge in business or in society, in country, like that. Because the information, whenever we have certain information about organization, of course, that is clearly speaking exactly the way in which the organization is working, the way in which the organization is performing their activities, and what are the uh, that status of organization as far as different the factors like profit, market share, and even the customer size, and even financial position, like that. So this theory also attempting to argue on their own way about merger and the acquisition. The announcement of merger or acquisition sends signal for organization likely to increase the cash flow. Earlier period we have discussed now, as a result of merger, the ability of organization increases in terms of what? In terms of capital, in terms of manpower, or in terms of other abilities. Because one hand is really not better than two hands. Once any organization joining with other organization, the overall ability of the organization is increasing like anything. And also the competition come down, because whenever we have more ability, that is really changing the perceptions of investor towards organization. And even the people are thinking positively about the organization performance. That is motivating them to invest their money, to pushing them to put their the savings in particular organization says. So this is directly or indirectly having impact on the value of the sales or profit of the organization and the financial positions of the organization, whatever it is. But information and signaling has own relevance as far as to take decision by the investor as far as investment are concerned. Whatever it is, here I want to say briefly about information and signaling theory in relation to merger and the acquisition. Uh, I said no. Once the organization sending decision about merger with other organization, this is changing the perceptions of society towards organization, or even society nothing but what? Investors changing their attitude, or investors are sometimes much towards their investment in a particular company, because investor invest money to make the profit. Whenever the capabilities of the organization is increases, of course that has own impact on the profitability of the organization. Suppose the investor having that signal, the organization likely to earning more profit, they are come forward to invest their money. They are investing money without agitating or without thinking twice, thrice like that. So, however, it is useful for describing. I mean, signaling or information or signaling, helping us to describe behavior of organization uh, on the basis of the what signals actually the organization is sending. Because once you go through the informations of organization, we are able to predict exactly this that the way in which the organization is behaving as far as their activities are the concern. So as a signaling theory uh, argued that the whenever organization having that decision relating to merger and acquisition, lot of changes are taking place as far as the attitude and perception of investor towards the particular organization says, like that. And here, as far as signaling are concerned, here one party communicate the information and other party receive the information the properly. But as far as that information are concerned, all of you might be aware the information is a source for decision making. Here, two parties are there. One is one party is sending the information, and the other party is receiving the information. Suppose one party the send. I mean, one party disclose the profitability and assets of the organization and even market share of the organization, and another party receive that. So from that, no, they're suppose they're weak as far as their activities are concerned. They are thinking to merge with this type of organization because of what? Because of they wanted to survive. they wanted to remain with economic activities. But only thing is what the right information should be sent by the organization about their activities. Then only it is really the work. Suppose misleading information or create and suppose they are practicing creative accounting as per as disclosing the information are concerned, that is not really uh, that helping the other party to take right decision, because of what the information is the base for taking right decision. That information is the base for to taking right decision. Suppose information is wrong, that is not really uh, helping the another party to judge exactly about the ability of the organization, and also how does the organization is carrying the performing their activities as far as the particular organization or the concern. And further, sender must choose the information properly, and receiver must interpret the information scientifically. Yeah. Because already I said the information is the base for right decision. Suppose sender is not sending the right information, this is also maybe not really helping to take right decision. But the Rishi, in another side, receiver also should be receive the information properly and interpret properly. Because whatever information to be disclosed by the organization, and the other party should be received properly and then interpret properly, then only they are able to take right decision. But the information or signaling theory speaks about the company performance. I mean, once signals, suppose organization send no, the cash flow of organization increasing like anything during particular period and particular the organization. This leads to improve the market share, increase the market price of sales, because any organization disclose the profit. No, the people are speaking much about a profitable organization, and the people are come forward to invest their money. Uh, this type of organization. So this is no, this is really impact on other non-profitable organization to merge with another organization. This is one side. Another side is that whenever organization having signals like this, no, of course, uh, really this is no boosting the morality of the existing investor, and also it is the forcing the prospective investor to invest their money. I hope all of you clear the signaling or information theory, no, is saying that whenever organization sending the message about their activities, no, that has own impact on merger or take a decision. Really, different types of organization you may that form. I think you have a lot of idea about the different types of organization. I mean, some organization making profit, some organization that incurring loss during their day-to-day life. But a loss-making organization really that is struggling to come out from uh, that loss. There are different ways, but this is also another important way to improve their performance or reduce the loss or to come out from the adverse condition. So probably this is one of the most important reason for merger and acquisition. And another theory is agency problem and managerialism. Uh, as you know very well, there is a conflict interest especially the organization like Menzies and big organization joint stock companies. In case of Menzies or joint stock companies, the owners are very large and they have invested their money and they are scattered different places and they are not taking the part in day-to-day activities of the organization. They are appointing the agents and they are the executive authority. They are the acting on behalf of the owners. But in fact, the owners' interest is to make more profit. The whatever investment they made, and that they wanted to make the profit. But the agent's interest is to get more financial benefit or to improve their own wealth. Uh, okay, even other stakeholders also having conflict with the owners. But here, agency problem nothing but what agents always thinking to get more remuneration or to more generate their own wealth than to provide high rate of dividend to the owners of the organization, whatever it is. But as a result of agency problems, no, most of the organization become loss. Whenever organization become loss, no, they are sell off. Their maybe other organization come forward to take over the weak organization. So here briefly I want to say about agency problem. I hope all of you having the knowledge about agency theory. Maybe it is applicable to for different purposes. I mean, agency theory, not only applicable to merger, it is applicable to even other the activity purposes. So agency, uh, so suppose if you want to know why profit is increases, why profit is decreases, so to understand clearly about agency problem, then you are able to know exactly the way the organization is failing, what organization required to do. But of course, agency problem providing a lot of that literature, a lot of that things as far as business are concerned, because basically the business aim is to make the profit. To make the profit are concerned, different things are required. And same time, the other side, no, they are having own interest. They have own expectations. So there is a conflict interest because owners always thinking to earn more profit. Agency always thinking to get more financial benefit for themselves to improve their or to increase their own wealth. So like that. And agency problem usually refers, already I said, agency problem usually refers to conflict of interest between a company management and the company stockholders. Stockholders, nothing but what the owner of the organization, or they are the stakeholders. They have invested money and they wanted to make the profit. But the management, nothing but what they are the maybe executive authorities, or they are the representative of the owners of the organization. They are the liable for check out the business plan and to perform the business activities and to take the decisions. Decisions. So agency. How does agency problem is liable for merger and acquisition? The question here, because we have been discussing theories of merger, no? Because because of conflict interest, sometime no, the organization become inefficient. Whenever the management is always thinking to uh, take the business decision in favor of them, this leads to this leads to dissatisfaction of that owner of the organization. And suppose the owners take a decision in favor of them, the management leads to uh, unhappy the way in which the owners are thinking. So this is no, this is create a lot of conflict among management and the owners. This turn to ineffectiveness of organization, and this turns to inefficiency of organization. As a result of this, the organization sometimes failing to remain with the particular business activities. That's why they are taking the decision about joining with other organization or dispose their organization like data. And further, uh, from this theory, we can say uh, the agency problem is a one of the important reason, especially for liquidation or sell-off or dispose of organization like that. And I hope all of you are clear about agency problem and managerialism. Managerialism, nothing but what the management having skills, ability to manage the things. That is managerialism. Because without managerialism, the organization can't get success in any activities. Suppose you want to perform production activities properly, managerialism is very much essential. Suppose management, production management not having a requisite the experience qualities and even the flying of actions, that is not helping the organization to perform production function properly. So managerialism really having great that influence on profitability of the organization, but at the same time they require to think rationally, properly as far as their remuneration are concerned. Then only the big organization like Winstock company or multinational organization remain for long time in particular business activities. And next is pre-cash flow theory. Pre-cash flow theory uh, argue that when organization have pre-cash flow, it leads to acquisition or takeover. Pre-cash flow, nothing but what? It is a amount the available to the organization after meeting all the expenditure. So whenever we have excess that cash flow after meeting the organization requirement, of course it is really uh, the forcing the organization to think to diversify their activities or to take over or to do something as far as the business, the expansion activities are the concern. However, I want to say briefly about what is pre-cash flow and how does it is the really reasons for merger and the acquisition. And pre-cash flow represent the cash available for the company to repay creditors or pay dividend and interest to investor. That is called as the pre-cash flow. And generally, take place because of existing conflict between managers and shareholders uh, over the payout of pre-cash flows. Because whatever the pre-cash flow, I mean whatever the cash available in particular organization after meeting the organization requirement, uh, the the management thinking to get benefit of that, and owner also thinking to get benefit of that. Instead of these things, the organization is thinking to expand the business. Expansion in expand the business in what form? Maybe acquire the other firm or to start a another unit like that, right? Because whenever the organization having excess cash flows, Of course, that is the base for restructure. That is the base for diversification. That is the base for to think alternatively as far as their activities are the concern now. Because suppose organization is not thinking as far as takeover or the purchase of other organization, the owners also thinking to get the dividend, and employees also thinking to get bonus, and the managers also is thinking to get more remuneration. Okay, like that. These are the outcomes as far as the organizational the affairs are the concern. Whenever organization having more the cash flows are okay, pre-cash flow nothing but what it is a uh, the cash flow uh, available to the organization after meeting uh, the different the expenditure, because as you know very well, organization required to meet different obligations, and different in order to meet different obligation, organization required to incur different that expenditure. So generally, whenever organization having that net present value, I mean, whenever organization having more cash, pre-cash flow, that is really motivating. That is really the motive behind as far as takeover of the organization or the concern now. And further, pre-cash flow is the cash of a company produces through its operations less the cost of expenditure. Already I said free cash flow nothing but what it is a amount that obtained by the organization after the deducting their expenditure, that is called as free cash flow. Suppose the organization having more free cash flows, this is the base for takeover, or this is the base for the absorption or purchase of vendor companies. And further, free cash flow is the cash left over after company pays for its operating expenses and capital expenditure. This is called as the capex. After meeting operating and capital expenditure, whatever left, that is called as the capex. I hope all of you clear about the pre-cash flow theory. Before going to proceed that next now, I want to once again recap what is pre-cash flow theory. Pre-cash flow theory, nothing but what? It is a theory. This theory arguing that whenever organization having more cash flow, that leads merger, or that leads takeover or absorption, and the purchase of another company. Because of what? Because of organization having huge money. So suppose organization not thinking to take on, the owners are behind that to get more dividend, and even the employees also thinking to get more that salary. So this is the main reason behind to take over or to absorb by organization of other organization. And next is market power theory. Market power theory also saying something about merger. As you know very well, what is power? Power nothing but what? Ability. Power nothing but what? We are better than others. Market power refers to the ability of firm to raise and maintain price above the level that would prevail under the computation. I mean, whenever organization having the market power, no, the organization is better than the competitors as far as all the affairs of the business activities are concerned. Maybe market share are concerned, profitability are concerned, sales are concerned, even no, other respect. So whenever any organization having more ability than the other, no, other organization is thinking to join with those organizations having more the market power, because that acquiring I mean retaining customer, or that motivating the customer to purchase product is not an easy job. The organization require the ability, organization require capabilities, because the market power depends on what, the way in which the organization performing their activities. I mean, once organization having better management, once organization having latest and sophisticated infrastructure. So this is really making difference as far as the organizational performance are concerned, or organizational the abilities are concerned. And this is motivating other organization to join with those organizations really having more the market power. Further, this theory point that firm merge to improve their ability in all respect. I mean, those organizations are having more market power. That organization is thinking to join with more the market power the organization, because weak organization suppose join with strong organization. Of course, weak organization also are able to survive. Probably this is the reason for merger decisions. And this is once weak organization merge with profitable organization or market power organization, of course, it has an impact on market price of sales, and even the performance of organization like that. These are some important theories, speaking exactly about why merger takeover decision taking place. Some more theories we have already have discussed earlier while discussing synergy. Once again, I want to say a little bit about these theories. And operating synergy theory, because operating synergy emerged whenever organization is having more production with less the cost. Because suppose organization produce more product, no, the variable cost may be increasing, fixed cost may be remain same. So this is the benefiting organization to get the advantage over others, because generally the people of society thinking the organization should offer product with the appropriate price than the competitors. And whenever such type of things the organization having, of course this is helping the organization to motivate the end users, and end users also come forward to purchase the product. But whenever organization having large scale production, the fixed cost remain same. The total, as a result of this, total cost come down. Whenever total cost come down, the price of the product also may be come down. This is the reason behind to create more demand by the organization as far as product or services are the concern. So operating synergy emerged whenever organization produce more product by using the existing resources, and whenever organization utilize efficiently all resources, this also leads to operating synergy. And merger and acquisition improve the R&D ability. Probably this is the reason uh, that some organization come forward to merge with other organization, because research and development is very important. Because suppose any organization wants to distinguish from other organization, they require R&D ability. Once they have R&D ability, of course they are able to innovate better things in different activities. That is really make difference as far as the organization are concerned. And operating economics, I mean, operating economy is possible through different types of actions. I mean, operating synergy that emerged uh, because of many reasons. I said no. Whenever organization produce more product, whenever organization utilize all the resources optimally, properly, effectively. So these are the things. No, whenever these are the things that create the platform to that get more benefit. I mean, operating synergy may be possible because of these things. And pure diversification theory. Diversification provides several benefits of organization because pure diversification theory. Okay, diversification theory also another important the piece of idea or piece of argument we have. This theory argued that uh, in order to diversify their activities, they required many things. Because suppose organization weak as far as financial ability and manpower ability are concerned, that organization not able to diversify their activities. Suppose one organization merge with another organization, the ability of the organization may be improving like anything. Once ability of the organization improving, they are thinking to diversify their activities according to changing requirement of the people of society or end users, or they are preparing themselves to compete with the competitor because diversification is very essential. Every day changes are taking place, every day new things are emerging, and every day businessmen coming with own ideas, own product, own that technology. So in order to act according to these things, no, of course every organization require that diversification of their activities are. Without having capital, without having ability, diversification is very difficult. But merger uh, facilitates to improve the ability of organization. This turn to diversify their activities like that. And another important theory is what tax effects theory. Uh, Probably this is another important. I mean, tax effective theory argued that whenever loss-making organization merge with profit-making organization, of course, profit-making organization minimizes the tax. Generally, the organization are required to pay tax, whatever that on their profit. Suppose loss-making loss-making organization join with the profit-making organization, the profit-making organization not liable to pay tax on. For example, X organization earned 2 lakh profit, and Y organization incurred loss of rupees 2 lakh. Suppose loss-making organization join with profit-making organization. Here, there is no the question to pay the tax because of what? Because of the organization profit is nil. Because once one organization make a profit 2 lakh and another organization make loss of rupees 2 lakh. So this is the reason for merger and acquisition. And these are the some important theories. These theories argued on their own way as far as merger and acquisition and takeover are the concern. I hope all of you clear what so far as I have discussed with you on merger and the acquisition. Thank you.